First, we're going to start out, and I'll show you. We're going to lift the vehicle up, because you're going to have to put a coolant bucket into there anyways, and as you can see, it's kind of low.
Because this is just the health tip, and it's for your back, because as a any mechanic, somebody that works on cars, especially the new cars, really low, know this. Look how low this is. Do you see the height of it? When I'm in here working like this all day, when you go to stand up, and you're as old as I am, 46, you're like, oh, it's hard to straighten back up when you're like that for a couple hours. So what I'm going to do is jack up the vehicle, put it on jack stands for safety, get it to about here, so as I'm working, I'm reaching in, I'm not bending over as bad.
Alright, we're about to jack up the vehicle. Something I want you to know, it's a pretty low car, you can see. So you need a pretty low profile jack. But you want to be careful where you're lifting these things, especially on the Chevy Cruze. There's a plastic shielding here we're going to have to end up taking off anyways to help support the engine when we take off the motor mount to get to the water pump. And you want to be careful with these oil pans because they are known to break really easy when you put something to hold the engine up for removing the front motor mount to get to the water pump. So you're going to want a wood block and a jack under that. But first we need to jack it up to make more room. Lift point, almost under dead center of the vehicle. It's kind of hard to see, we're so close here. There's a metal support that this plastic shielding bolts to. You can see the metal right there, edge. There's a wider piece right here. You can put the jack here. You might push on the plastic a little bit, but right here, that's where you're going to want to hit. You don't want to go too far over here on the plastic, and you're not going to want to hit the exhaust, the oil pan, or the tranny pan, of course. So we're going to go ahead and lift it up there, and then we'll find some spots to put the jack stands to secure the vehicle. Okay, we got the vehicle jacked up. We're going underneath. As you can see, I'm going to place one jack stand right there on part of the cradle that holds the engine and the tranny, the frame, right there. The opposite side, where I'd be doing that, is underneath this plastic shielding, which we need to get off anyway to get to where we can put a block and a jack under the oil pan to help hold the engine up. So I'm going to take this off. There's bolts here, here. There's a plastic clip there. And as you go down, there's two more little bolts across the front. There's some plastic clips up in the side of the fender that go to it as well. Alright, we'll take that off. Okay, underneath the vehicle here, we're going to take out this plastic shield. I told you about these small little bolts here that hold it on. And a few plastic clips there and on the side. Well, I thought it was a 9, you could say it's a 9/32 or a 7mm. 7mm seemed to fit a lot better than the 9/32, which kind of tripped me out. But again, that's a Chevy these days. Not that I have anything against a Chevy. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. One down, 4 to go. These clips I told you about, they're in the side of this shield. And then there's one right here in the bottom. And then a few little bolts, 7mm bolts, and there's a clip in the middle. This clip in the middle, you're probably going to end up breaking. If you can, get it ahead of time at the store. It's a real booger to pry out. Those other ones, to get them out a little bit easier, there's a little center part. If you pry it out, it'll allow the clip to retracto mundo and come out a little easier. So your goal is to get in here. Here's one with it popped in. You can see the little circle right there. Gotta get a screwdriver in there and pop out the center. That'll allow these to collapse and the clip to come out. Okay, we're back. Got the jack stands, you can see. Safe location on the cradle. Because again, you don't want to put it further back there on the pan. It'll just punch through the floor where your feet go in there. Then you'll be like the Flintstones. Put your feet out through the floorboard. So anyways, here we go. We got that the shield off. You can see the oil pan, aluminum. And it's got a funky shape to it. Like I said, it's known for people to put a jack or a jack stand on it and not displace the weight evenly across the pan and actually crack these things. So be very careful. And again, you have to support the engine because we have to take off a front motor mount to get to the water pump, which I'll show you later. So what I'm going to do is take, at least this is the only thing I had right now, is this 4x4. And I'm going to try to put it across diagonally to displace the way the engine evenly across more of the oil pan from corner to corner. Yeah. Now we got the vehicle jacked up on jack stands. The oil pan resting on a block of wood. We can work our way to the water pump. Right there. You can see it's sandwiched between this motor mount. The pulley's right there, it's behind it. First, I'm going to take the top of the air cleaner off, where the air filter is. Take out the mass airflow sensor, just rest it aside. You take this off to get to the air filter and the air box. These screws around the outside. Then I'm going to come over here to this side of the boot. Take this clamp off right here and pull out this whole piece. And I'll show you from there. 7mm for that clamp there, going into the intake. This is the fresh air boot. I'm just going to flip that over out of my way to on top the engine. There's the air filter. Let's get that look. Yeah, not too bad. Next, we're going to move the air box. Now, this is not screwed in anywhere. You just got to pull it out of the rubber grommets and then worry about this little tube right here. Okay, now we have the air box out, the air filter, the air intake tube from the air box to the throttle body housing. Now what you want to do here is, because the way it's facing up and this goes down into the engine, you're going to create yourself a lot more work when you're taking out one of these bolts and you fumble it and it goes falling into there. Just take your time, get yourself a rag even, and just plug that hole up. You will be surprised, even if I dropped a bolt standing by that passenger door, somehow they find a way, it's like freaking magic, to bounce off about 10 other things and then go down where it's not supposed to go. This motor isolator, motor mount on the front of the engine that's blocking the water pump, this is next. Yeah, baby. This is one of my new little babies right here. 3/8 drive, Milwaukee feel, high torque, M18, red lithium. Okay, here we are to the motor mount again. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. And it is a 15mm. Get those bad boys out. Oh. Anyway, trying to strip it, which this thing will do. See how easy that's taking the motor mount bolts off? You see the motor shift a little bit, but it's resting on that block down below. Alright, let's take that out of there. Almost there. This bracket's next. Here's where that motor mount was, over the top right here. You can see the witness mark. This is next. Same thing. Boom. Boom. Right there. Another bolt, and then there's one underneath on the bottom, which you're probably not going to see.